And we are live, angels. Welcome. Get yourself your favorite beverage, maybe a cup of coffee, and sit back and welcome here to Buzzard's Corner of Love. Think outside the box on your Tuesday, as we are thinking outside the box by expanding our consciousness and looking at life in a new way by stepping outside our comfort zone. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to help you become who you truly came here to be. Angels, feel free to go to buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com, and go to our blog page. We just put up our posting today. You can get free tickets to the International Women's Day Online Summit, March 1st through the 8th. There's 8 days of powerful information that you can receive, empowering information, business, financial, personal, spiritual. We'll be talking about 5 ways to increase your prosperity consciousness. So you can go to buzzardscorner.com, click on the blog page where it says free tickets, click on that posting, click on the link, it'll take you there. Put in referred by Heather Buzzard, and you can get your free tickets delivered to your email address. That's at buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. Angels, today we're talking about outside our comfort zone. And it's really interesting because when we here at Buzzards Corner create these topics, something always happens in our personal life for the experience of what it is that we're going to talk about. And I remember when I had told a lady friend of mine that I was going to be talking about this, she said to me, she said, well, then good, you need to come with me to this event that I'm having in the evening time so that you will be outside your comfort zone. So you won't be a hypocrite. And I thought about it. And I was like, you're right. I can't stand in front of you, my angels, and talk about something that I didn't even do myself. So to make a long story short, she invited me out to this conference. It was like an event where you got a free dinner listening to them talk about financial wellness and health. And I was like, well, why not go out, have a good time? I had no idea where I was going. I just put the address in Google Maps and followed the directions. And it was really interesting because when I was driving, ease and grace, and it was still early in the daytime for me to see, and I got there with no trouble at all. Traffic just flowed with me, and I'm always one to get there early. And I got there early, found me a parking space, had no problem. In fact, when I got into the restaurant, I cut through a side door because I didn't know how to get around into that restaurant. So to make a long story short, I'm sitting in the restaurant waiting for the other ladies that were coming. And the ladies called me and they told me, one of the part of the ladies called me and told me that they were stuck in traffic and to tell them that they were on their way, et cetera, so on. And another lady who was coming, she said, you have something to this being on time early thing. She said, you really know how to get there and just be there. She said, I'm in traffic. And it's really interesting, angels, when you're willing to step outside your comfort zone and be and do and have something different, then you can use the tools that you have been given to get into that space. And my whole point of saying this is that as I was there in that restaurant waiting for my friends and whatnot, the restaurant was a very 5-star restaurant. And I wrote down how I felt about it. As I was sitting there waiting, I was just observing the atmosphere, looking at the people that came in, how they were dressed, the quality of the restaurant, the napkins, the tablecloths, the settings of the plates, the champagne glasses, the wine glasses, how the waiters were dressed with the long aprons, et cetera, so on. And it was just a really 5-star restaurant. And I tapped into my feelings and I said, okay, Heather, how do you feel about being here? And I thought to myself, I was like, well, I said, I feel beautiful. I feel worthy. I feel luxurious to be in this restaurant. I had even never heard of it. And so I just observed my feelings and I wrote it down. And I said it was a new experience. And I was outside my comfort zone because I was driving at night, although I had a safe travel. And I asked God for safe travels. And I was sitting there in the waiting area and just observing the people and just absorbing the luxury and the atmosphere, like I said, and allowing myself to be in that experience. And as I was allowing myself to be in that experience, angels, the thought connected between my manifestation and the thought and my manifestation. I have been saying that I am experiencing luxury, that I'm living in a luxurious living. And it doesn't matter how it comes to you. Yet I tell you, to see myself being in that 5-star restaurant, the thought of I am living luxury and the manifestation of sitting in that restaurant of luxury, it was awesome to see how the universe connected it, one mind, through my friend in this conference for this dinner. So as the evening went on, we had a great time. We listened to the lady speaking and whatnot. We had a good meal. The food was very high quality food, filet mignon and halibut, and just really good food. And I'm not a Brussels sprout eater, but the way they made these Brussels sprouts, angels, I tell you, they were wonderful. So it was really interesting. And I was really writing down how I felt. And it felt really good to be doing something different in the evening time instead of always allowing myself to be in the same space at the same time and doing the same thing over and over again. So it felt good to break out of that comfort zone. And it helped me, like I said, it helped me break that pattern. Continuing on. The environment was one of a higher vibration. Just the quality of the restaurant, the atmosphere, the people, how the people were dressed. You had to have reservations to even come into that place. So the atmosphere, and it was an educated atmosphere in the room that I was in. It was a financial, educated atmosphere, financial wealth angels, luxury living. And I tell you, it's amazing to see how the universe connected thought with manifestation. Yet, in order for me to have any of this experience, I had to be willing to step outside my comfort zone. So, we here at Buzzard's Corner with Love are saying to you, what are you willing to be, do, or have to step outside of your comfort zone so that you can have a different experience? Share in the comments below what it is that you'd like to do. Fear. Ask yourself, is what I'm afraid of really true? I'll give you another example. As the evening went on and it wore down, it was about 8:30, 8:45, and I got up to leave, and it was dark out. Now, I have told myself for years that driving at night, I wasn't safe. You know, I had cars that weren't of quality, so that was another reason why I didn't go out at night. Yet I have a good quality car now. So holding on to those fears didn't make any sense. So telling myself that I wasn't safe, or, you know, that my car would break down or that something would happen, etc., so on. I noticed that as I was driving home that evening, angels, that none of those fears came into manifestation. So ask yourself, what fears may you be holding on to in your mind, your consciousness? Because as I was driving, I'm like, well, Heather, your car didn't break down. Nobody came to hurt you. You got home safely. God was directing you. You had a good time. You laughed. You had a great time with your friends and a great meal. And it was, you wouldn't have had any of that hadn't you stepped outside your comfort zone. And I tell you, angels, that's where we grow and expand too, because I came and I wrote about it that evening. And as I wrote about it in my journal, I said to myself, I said, I'd like to have this energy continue to expand. So I am allowing myself to step outside and be, do, and have something different. And it's when you're willing to do that, angels, that you grow. So what are you willing to be, do, and have so that you can grow? Do you really choose to grow? And it's in the growth that new opportunities come, new experiences happen. You show yourself that. You close the gap between you and yourself, your higher self. And it's your higher self that brings you into those experiences. And I tell you, angels, the more you work with controlled thought and creative, conscious creative manifestation, you will see that gap of time closing, and it will be quicker and quicker for the manifestation to come into place. And as you speak it with power and stand in that and know, then it will come into manifestation. So, okay, so let's say you're in a business and you'd like to step out on your own and create your own business. That's being outside your comfort zone. I'll give you an example. When we started Buzzard's Corner of Love, 13 years ago, I had absolutely no idea what this would become at all. And as we continued on this journey, angels, it was really interesting to see it morph into more and more and more, because we originally started out with blog writing, and we blog wrote for 5 years and built up an audience in that way. Then we moved into radio and did 5 seasons of radio over Black Talk Radio. Then we moved into YouTube, and we have our podcast here and our YouTube page. Then we moved into Win Women TV, and we're on TV, and we're on that network, on that platform over there as well. And we're doing talking as well. Speaking about Win Women TV, Angels, International Women's Day, that conference for support. That's a great way to step outside your comfort zone, to give you ideas and ways that you can be doing, have something different, because that is the only time that we will grow. And if you don't step outside your comfort zone and you just stay inside what you know, then you don't allow yourself to grow. And that is a stagnant energy. And I have been there myself. And in being in that space, it isn't a grand space to be in, because we are missing out on so much. And we were put here to laugh, to enjoy, to have a good time with life. Do you believe that? I know I do. So it's a very high quality experience for me. And it started moving the energy for me to go into the next level, because I remember Spirit saying to me, Heather, you can't ask for a social life and have these opportunities come to you and then you don't do anything with them. You have to move that energy. It can't just show up on your door. So that Wednesday evening was an opportunity for me to move that energy in a way that I've desired for so long. And it has, because it's more into more things. Going to this Black Doll show, that's a social event. Being outside my comfort zone with that's something I've never done or experienced before. Joining a 50 plus club, that's a new experience, being outside my comfort zone in that, because haven't ever been in that environment of people. So it'll be new experiences. Yet that one step helped open up just those small opportunities in just that short a time. So how much more fuller can your life be? How much more can you allow yourself to just expand and open up and be able to have new experiences and to laugh and to have the joy that is built within you to come forward? We are all meant here to laugh and to enjoy ourselves. And angels, I will tell you, that Wednesday evening when we were in that restaurant, we laughed. I laughed so hard my stomach hurt. And it's when you're in that space and you see that reflection of laughter coming back to you, that you know that you are in a space of joy. What is life reflecting back to you? How are you willing to step outside your comfort zone so that you can have a new reflection of life, so that you can have a new experience with life, so that you can be doing, have, and create something new with the infinite creative energy in this universe? Create a vision board. Step outside your comfort zone if you've never done that before. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Stop making excuses for yourself and do that. I know for me, it's been years for me to move this energy into this space. And along that way, angels, I made a lot of excuses and reasons as to why I couldn't do this and couldn't do that. And like I said, driving at night that evening showed me that all that I've been telling myself wasn't true. We tell ourselves a lot of lies so that we can stay where we are. Yet evolution is always a forward motion. It's always an expanding motion. It's an expansion. It's forward. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. and yet nothing changes. To figure that one out, divine dichotomy. Yet in all seriousness, angels, everything is always changing all the time. And in knowing that, it's easier to flow with the vibrations of life than it is to possibly flow against it. I know for myself, I swam upstream for a lot of years in my life. And it's exhausting, it's tiring, it's sickening. You get angry, you're upset, and all that negative energy. I don't need to go through all that. Yet by standing in that space of positiveness, you're able to move forward in a grander way. And by moving forward in a grander way, angels, then you can have those experiences and know that by being outside your comfort zone, you're actually growing. And when you're willing to be outside your comfort zone, you can tell yourself that I know that I am growing by standing here right now, even though I may not like it. So allow to take some deep breaths, use the spiritual tools that are available to you by taking some deep breaths, centering yourself and being in that moment. When I was out that evening, that's what I did. I just allowed myself to sit there as I was waiting for my company to come. I was allowing myself to be quiet, absorbing the atmosphere, being at peace with myself. And I tell you, that gives you strength and courage to move forward. And it's in that manner when you're able to allow yourself to give yourself that strength and courage to move forward, angels, so that you can know that you can create and be and do and have something different. And the benefits to positive thinking and being outside your comfort zone. Positive thinking. We had that on our show the other week. Uh, Being outside your comfort zone, the benefits to that, like we said, you grow, you expand your consciousness, you look at life through a new perspective. You may walk in someone's shoes, but you can have more empathy and more compassion for who they are, for what it is their experience is, as they will have more compassion and empathy for you as well. You can allow yourself to share your story instead of being your story. And that's stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because I know when I was being my story, angels, I was angry, I was upset, I didn't understand, I had unforgiveness, etc., so on, and all that negative baggage. Yet by letting that go and doing my forgiveness work and walking my dark night and all of that, I chose to step into the light. And by stepping into the light, I am saying to you and to everybody else that by standing here and being, doing, and having this, I am willing to be outside my comfort zone so that I can create something new. And it's only when we're there that we can do that. And I showed myself that last Wednesday night. I would, like I said several times before, I would have had that experience. And it got the ball of energy moving to create even more things. And as time goes on and the days become longer and summer comes into play, I'll be out more, especially during the daylight hours. So it's a good thing, angels, stepping outside your comfort zone. Another benefit is that you get to allow yourself to come into alignment with your higher self, to catch up with yourself. And you may say, well, what do you mean by that? What we're talking about is by stepping outside your comfort zone, then you are catching up to your higher self, which has already expanded. And as you catch up with your higher self, then you have these experiences, i.e., this high-star quality restaurant. Am I asking for luxury and living a luxurious life? What, hand in hand. So in order for me to have that experience, angels, I had to allow myself to come into alignment and in vibration with it for it to come into my life. So as you allow yourself to step outside your comfort zone and create these new experiences and have this opportunity to show yourself just how this energy works, you can create anything that you choose, and you can be, do, and have whatever it is you choose. As we move on, I tell you, angels, stepping outside your comfort zone, what would that do for you? How would your life be different? In what way, manner, shape, or form? Whether it's being more of a leader at work, being more outspoken in your environment, being more assertive in your family, standing more in your power with your friends, having more empowerment in your own personal life, whatever it may be for you. How can you get outside your comfort zone where you are and what you do on a daily basis to show yourself that you expand and that in that expansion is good? Because the more you do that with yourself, the more you will desire to do that with yourself, because the more growth will happen, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the better your energy is, the higher your vibration is, your point of attraction changes. And as your point of attraction changes, angels, so too does your outer change as well. Friends, environment, experiences, etc., so on, testify to that today. Also, the power of prayer is very powerful to help you step outside your comfort zone. If you are telling yourself that you aren't able to do that, that you just like things the way they are, that you don't have any need to do that, that you're comfortable right where you are, then this isn't for you. Yet, if you do desire to create something new, if you do desire to experience a new way of being or having a new way of looking at life or a new perspective, then this is for you, angels, because when you change your mind, you change your thinking. And the only way you're able to change your mind is by being willing to step outside your comfort zone and have a new experience. That experience showed me. It changed my mind about what I had held onto for so long that it wasn't true. Yet I wouldn't have had that experience I wouldn't have had that opportunity to let go of those thoughts if I hadn't had that experience. And fear is false evidence appearing real. You can ask yourself, is this true? Is that fear really true for me? What is it that I'm really afraid of? And if it were come to happen, how would I handle that? What is the worst thing that could happen to me? And then you can think that fear and move on and say, I appreciate you showing me, yet this isn't where I am. If any of those answers are yes, or, if you continue to say, if you've answered yes to all of that, then there is no fear there. And you can move on. And you can step outside your comfort zone. It's always a choice. What is it that you choose to be, do, and have? In your life, you have the opportunity to create with the power of thought. As you create with the power of thought, think big. Go back to when you were a kid. Imagine. Allow yourself to feel different. Allow yourself to feel that experience. Allow yourself to step outside your comfort zone and believe that you will receive it, that you are worthy and deserving to experience it, that the universe supports you. Step outside of your comfort zone in just believing a new way of thinking and prove to yourself just how powerful this energy is. I'm a living testimony of it, angels. You can go to BUZZARDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, BUZZARDSKORNER.com. Angels, click on our free tickets. Pick up your tickets for International Women's Day Online Summit, March 1st through the 8th. You get a lot of empowering information those 8 days, and we will be speaking about 5 ways to increase your prosperity consciousness. As soon as we have that day and time, we will pass that on to you. Yet in the meantime, you can click the link in our blog and it'll take you to the page where you can get your free tickets, and it says referred by Heather, and just put in Heather Buzzard right there and you'll get your free tickets emailed to you. They'll have business, personal development, spirituality, financial, so many different ways. 68 speakers, like we said earlier at the top of the show. You can do that. You can also, angels, read a past one of our blog postings. Click on a past podcast that we have from our Blog Talk radio show. Pick up yourself an empowerment package. We're offering a free 30-minute consultation for anybody who'd like to have a consultation to just see where you may be at in your life. You can email us that information at buzzardscorner@hotmail.com. BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K, at hotmail.com. Next week, angels, we're going to be talking about the power of prayer in Black history, as it will be the beginning of Black History Month. So that will be our talk next week. The power of prayer in Black history. We here at Buzzards Corner of Love say thank you, and we challenge you to step outside your comfort zone in the next week and show yourself just how powerful you truly are. Until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard, a Buzzard's Corner of Love. Think outside the box.